Welcome to the Heart and Mind of Business. Today, Clara and I are sharing with you the power of positive perceptions. So are you ready to learn how you can create an inner world and an outer world of positive perceptions? See you in a moment. Positive perceptions are everything. They're everywhere. We might not even realize what we're taking on board. But Clara, you know the power of positive perceptions.
Yes, I do. And the words that we use are what create those perceptions. The words that we use in our marketing is how we connect with our ideal client or our potential client, right? So the words that we use become super important. Now, many of you probably know that I'm a writer and an editor and a publisher. So words are obviously within my wheelhouse. I help people craft their message for the world, right? And part of that is deciding who you're connecting with to start with, and then the right words to use to shape their perception of your company and what you have to offer them. So coming up with the right words, the right message, crafting the right message becomes a really important part of business development, which is why you're finding it in our operations month, right? This is foundational in the operation of your business, getting clear on your marketing message and using the right terminology, the right verbiage to attract the right people. Now, it probably goes without saying that you're not going to use negative verbiage, right? Right.
Yeah, you think so. There's a whole different schemes of thought, isn't there? Some do like power on pain points and on fear, and other people like to have a positive message.
Yes. Now I see why they do the pain point and the fear thing, because those are really powerful emotions for us as human beings, right? We all want to avoid pain and avoid fear. We have fears of things naturally. So if you can speak to those, you can probably get our business. But how much nicer to be able to come at it from a benefit driven, right? Instead of making somebody fearful and come running to do business with you, make somebody see the benefit, the value of what you can offer them, the positive side of it that can still make them come running to you to say, I have to do business with you. Do you see how that just feels different? It feels different to me for sure.
It does for me too. And I tend to, just because of who I am and the type of work that I'm interested in, if somebody tries to market to me with pain points, I tend to just like switch off. I won't even get through the email because I don't want to be contacted in that way because it doesn't resonate with me. But I can understand how it can be effective because it's pressing buttons, and that doesn't work for me because I don't want to press those sorts of buttons in people. I want to inspire people to want to do something different. I want to uplift people and encourage and support people, not to make them frightened into creating that change. But we're all different, I guess.
Yes, we all are different. But even though you come from a very spiritual side of things and a very, inspired and the heart stuff, right? And I come from definitely a more theory-based, tactical, mind stuff. I still want the same things. Like I don't like to be negative marketed to either. Like, I don't want someone to try and scare me into working with them. I want to be inspired to work with them. I want them to say, I can help you do X. And if it speaks to me, I will self-identify as one of your people, right? If it speaks to me, I go, yes, that's what I need. That's what I desire. And I'm more apt to, buy your course or buy your product or read your book or whatever, because you've spoken to me in a way that I want to be marketed to.
And I think that is really important. And I've seen the shift a little bit towards more of that sort of ethical marketing and coming from the heart. But I'd like to extend that a little bit further because the language we use inside tends to be the language we use outside. And sometimes we've got to have that authenticity between what's going on within and what's going on outside. So if we are trying to be ethical and inspire, but inside we're telling ourselves off, inside we're berating ourselves and being hard on ourselves, then there is a bit of a mixed message that kind of goes out, because people will pick up on that. So actually our internal operations need to be supportive, they need to be loving, they need to be nurturing, because when we support ourselves, we're in the place of supporting other people. It's a bit like when you're on a plane and they say the cabin pressure drops and the masks come down, you put your own mask on first.
Right.
Don't do because once you've got your own mask on, then you are able to help other people with theirs. But if you start helping everybody else first and you haven't got a mask on, soon you'll run out of air. And it's the same with the words we do. It starts off with using the supportive language, the letting go of the stuff that doesn't work, because that impacts on the message that you're giving out. Because life, it's like a mirror. If I was trying to be all nice, but I was horrible to myself within, you'd kind of pick up on it, because our body language and our tone of the voice gives us away. People get a sense and a vibe of who we are, and they get a sense of when our words and what's inside doesn't resonate. And I've experienced that when I've been to buying cars. It's a great example of someone trying to sell me a car, and I could just get this feeling that what he was saying and what he was saying with his body language and his tone was two different things, and I just walked away because I didn't trust it then.
Right. That incongruency that we feel it, that something isn't, someone's message and who they are is not congruent. We feel that lack of authenticity, and we may not be able to put our finger on what it is that doesn't feel right, but we definitely will feel it and will cause many people to walk away. Like, this just doesn't feel right. And the more in tune you are as an individual with your feelings, that gut, right, the more apt you are to walk away. Some people are less in tune, and that's why, people, those tactics do work on some people, and that's why they use them. It just doesn't work on my ideal client, or the people that I want to work with, right? I want to attract the people that I want to work with.
And I think that's what it comes down to, is actually for those watching to think about who they want to attract to working with them, and how they want to attract that, and to be congruent with the message that's going on inside in our inner dialogue that matches the message that's going on the outside, so that we come from a place of being authentic, like you said.
Yeah, being real.
Being real.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you guys again for joining us. We love that you show up every week and say hello to us. Be sure to like and share and hit the notification button. And please, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. We check. We will answer your questions. We'd love to know that you were here. Don't be a lurker. We want to know that you were here.
It's lovely you being part of our journey, and we enjoy sharing with you. So like Clara said, let us know, because we can answer some of the questions in our future videos. So join us again next week. Have the most wonderful of weeks, and remember to be kind, not only to yourself, but to other people too. Have a good week.
Have a good week.